today's Toy Spot, we are having a look at the NECA Toys Alien 35th Anniversary Ripley in her jumpsuit. Ripley comes with her flamethrower as well as her cat, and is recommended for ages 17 and up. Warning, choke and hazard, small parts not for children under 3 years of age. Spin the right side of the package, some artwork of the figure itself, followed by the same figure on the back. Other figures available are, well, we got Ripley in her spacesuit, we got regular Ripley, and then of course we've got Dallas. The read-up says, in space no one can hear you scream. In a remote region of the galaxy, the United States space tug Nostromo, carrying a cargo of mineral ore, makes its return journey to Earth. The ship's crew, 5 men, 2 women, and a cat, are awakened from their hypersleep chambers when Mother, the onboard computer, monitors a strange transmission. According to the company law, the crew must investigate any signal indicating possible intelligent life. What begins as a routine search mission quickly escalates into a nightmare of unimaginable terror when the crew discovers and brings aboard an extraterrestrial life form, which again is the, of course, the xenomorph. To check out more from the folks over at NECA Toys, you can go to www.necaonline.com. And that being said, Spot's going to take a break. I'm going to get this opened up, and when we come back, we're going to get a better look at Ripley. There's more heading your way, guys. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Ripley comes with technically two accessories. She comes with her flamethrower. A little more crude than the later flamethrowers were used, but still pretty good. I mean, detail is fantastic, once again, by NECA. It's got a little strap, it's plastic, it's actually molded to the actual gun. It's not like a hooked-on piece, it's actually sculpted. Some weathering that they put on the end, as well as the two tubes. And I guess would that be oxygen and acetylene? Be like an acetylene torch. Very nice. Probably going to have it strapped around Ripley when I have her on display. And of course, Ripley comes with her little cat, Jonesy, or Jones, depending on how you want to call it. Little Jonesy. Awesome paint. Awesome paint. My cat actually is about the same color as this. Little stripes going on there, and the lighter tan color on the front chest, and stripes on the legs. Now, initially, I thought Jones was actually going to be just a staction piece, just a single sculpted piece. Very pleasant to find. Jonesy has articulation in the head. You can move Jones' head all the way around. Not all the way around, you don't want to do that. It also tips back and forth, too. Very nice touch. NECA didn't have to put articulation in the head, but the fact that they did, love you guys for it. So it comes with Jonesy. Jones stands pretty good. Now, granted, on this backdrop, may not stand as good, but still really cool that we got Jones included. Which then again brings us to Ripley. Ripley has her space suit on, and very nice coloring on the piece. I know it took a little while, and sometimes when fans are asking for certain figures, it's not that NECA doesn't want to deliver. Sometimes licensing, you know, they have to get the license approval for the likeness of the actors. Sometimes that can tie things up. And I guess they finally got the license, the license release for Sigourney Weaver. So that's really cool that we finally get ourselves Ripley. Ripley now has been released, going to be released twice, this figure, and then we got the spacesuit Ripley, and apparently they're already working on Aliens Ripley, so that's very cool. Let's have a look at her face. Ellen Ripley has longer hair in the original Alien movie, and then it gets progressively shorter. Actually, funny enough, it gets progressively shorter through the 3 movies. You know, even shorter, and then, you know, in Alien 3, she's got the shaved head. Really, NECA, if they wanted to, and I hope they do, could just ultimately reuse the same head, gives the shorter hair Ripley for Aliens, and then just really leave this hair off completely. I mean, it doesn't look like it's a separate piece. I could say you could pry this off if you want to make an Alien 3 Ripley, but just leave it alone, guys. Leave it alone. NECA's got you handled for that. They're going to release, I'm sure, an Alien 3 Ripley. But the coloring is quite nice on her, from the bottoms of her shoes all the way up her suit. There's little areas that are zippered, and those zippers are colored in on black. Nice touch. It's got a little pocket area, which I think, Let's bring the camera in, see if we can actually pick it up. I think it actually does say her name on it. And I can't make it out. It might actually have her name on there. She's got a little patch on the one shoulder, patch on the other shoulder. It's a great looking figure. I mean, NECA nailed this piece. I guess the only thing I would say is I wish that the hair wasn't as shiny. That's maybe one small little nitpick I could make about the figure. I kind of wish that the hair wasn't as shiny as it is. It picks up the light pretty good, but maybe if it was maybe just a little more of a, not matte, I wouldn't say matte because hair does have a sheen to it, maybe just not as shiny. When it comes to Ripley's articulation, her head is on a very nice ball joint. Equally so, let's also touch base on the ball joint in her upper torso. She's got hinged socket shoulders, which rotate all the way around. She's got a hinge in the elbow, which also rotates the forearm. Hinges in the hand themselves, which also looks like it's a ball joint hinge. Then when it comes to the legs go forward, back, out. Bend at the knee, which also rotates the lower leg, and also a hinge in the foot. I suppose also, too, for the fans that said, well, I kind of wish we had gotten Ripley sooner, I don't. I really don't. This figure, now that NECA has really perfected articulation, this figure, had this figure been released, let's say as a cult classics figure years ago, I don't think the figure would have had as much justice to it. I think this figure now is, I think it's a case where it was worth the wait. Worth the wait to get, you know, bendable knees, bendable legs and stuff like that. Yeah, I think I'm glad that they didn't release her right away. This is the first figure, of course, in the 3 figures that Spot's going to be having a look at. Let's get the flamethrower on her head, around her head there. This is the first figure, and then, of course, we're going to have a look at Spacesuit Ripley, and we're going to have a look at Dallas. But in the meantime, I'm thrilled that we got ourselves a Ripley. Included with Jonesy, that is so cool, and I think really the sky's the limits for an Alien, just Alien properties from the folks over at NECA. They've already released a ton for Aliens, and it's nice to see that they're going back and releasing stuff for Alien. I mean, Alien is the one that started it all, and more importantly, Ripley started it all. It's finally nice to see her in figure form. Today's Toy Spot, we're having a look at the NECA Toys Alien 35th Anniversary Ellen Ripley. Stay tuned, guys. Spot's going to have more Toy Spots heading your way. Thanks for watching, as you always do. I'll see you next time.